Say never again. There may never be the right time to release this report.
It was an extraordinary moment in modern American history, the head of the Senate Intelligence Committee, Dianne Feinstein, publishing a report that accuses the CIA of brutality, deception and horrific instances of torture previously undisclosed to the public. The report directly contradicts claims by former President George W. Bush and his lieutenants, who have always argued that while tough, the so-called enhanced interrogation techniques were worthwhile.
Even if one were to set aside all of the moral arguments, our review was a meticulous and detailed examination of records. It finds that coercive interrogation techniques did not produce the vital, otherwise unavailable intelligence the CIA has claimed.
Has claimed and continues to claim. A furious CIA said that while mistakes were made, the interrogation sessions did save lives. That's not the view of Democrats on the committee who wrote the report and who argue that after the 9/11 attacks, the CIA threw the rulebook out of the window. And, said Senator Feinstein, senior CIA figures knew that was exactly what they were doing.
Sometimes CIA managers and interrogators in the field were uncomfortable with what they were being asked to do and recommended ending the abuse of a detainee. Repeatedly, in such cases, they were overruled by people at CIA headquarters who thought they knew better.
Ahead of the report's publication, security was tightened at U.S. diplomatic compounds worldwide. Its contents deemed so damaging to America's reputation that even Senator Feinstein conceded its publication could lead terror groups to seek reprisals. President Obama, in a written statement, accused the CIA of damaging America's global standing, asserted that he had ended the use of torture and urged Americans to leave these techniques where they belong, in the past. But there are calls, many of them for Bush-era officials like former CIA Chief George Tenet and former Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld to face legal action over the report's claims. Even though America's statute of limitations means criminal proceedings are unlikely, human rights groups say someone needs to be held to account.
We do believe that further investigation and prosecutions are important. We believe in any situation that accountability, when something of this certainly grand scale occurs, that prosecution and accountability is a tremendously important part of the process to move forward.
Former Vice President Dick Cheney is among those Republicans rubbishing the report. He called it a bunch of hooey and said CIA personnel should be decorated with honors, not criticized. Not all Republicans agree with him.
Obviously, we need intelligence to defeat our enemies, but we need reliable intelligence. Torture produces more misleading information than actionable intelligence.
The Intelligence Committee report has sparked genuine shock here. The New York Times writing that it portrays depravity that is hard to comprehend and even harder to stomach. On what must have been a very difficult day at the CIA, the report and the agency's reaction to it has only further fueled the notion that America's intelligence-gathering apparatus is effectively out of political control. Simon Marks, Washington.